All right, a Monday morning, 10 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. Joining us this morning is Kelli Davis of the Titusville Regional Literacy Council. Kelli, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning. You too.
How are you? How have you been?
I'm good. It's a Monday morning.
It is a Monday morning.
Early.
We're all feeling that this morning.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You've been busy.
Really?
Busy.
Really busy. Crazy busy.
She's been trying since last September to get an interview with us. We finally got that together.
That's true. I think it was before September.
Oh, really?
No.
Sorry.
Who's counting? Who's putting the days together? Yeah.
You were at the United Way kickoff last week, and there was some pretty exciting news that was brought up.
I was there, and there was a lot of exciting news. Which news are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about your growth and how busy you guys are and what's going on.
Yeah, like I said, it's been crazy busy, but when people talk about that, I always tell them it's a good kind of crazy, good kind of busy. Yeah, since we first started in January of 2015, we've served over 130 people.
Wow.
We have tripled our staff, doubled our office space. We have a GCAC senior employment person working with us. We talk to and meet new people every day. We started managing the Diploma program, the GED Diploma program, in collaboration with Titusville Area School District. And our first graduating class saw 23 people walking graduation.
Wow, that's great.
And we have active tutoring pairs. It's just crazy.
So, and let's kind of just backtrack just a little bit, because you guys haven't been around that long.
No, January 5th, 2015 I started. Yep.
So we're coming up on the 2-year anniversary.
Yeah, we've been, soon.
Wow.
Not even 2 years yet.
That's amazing. What is it, what's bringing folks to you? Is it a determination to improve their lives? Or when they're coming to you, what are they saying?
Oh my gosh, it just depends on the person. We have a lot of people in the Titusville area that want a GED, that need a GED, because it's hard to get jobs out there if you don't have some kind of a piece of paper. A lot of people want a high school diploma, and we collaborate with Titusville area, Forest area, and Pencrest school districts. So if a person comes to our program, they have their choice of where they want to get a diploma from once they earn it. So that's a big draw. But we have people who come there just to improve basic skills like reading, math, writing, grammar, to study for certain exams. Like we have someone right now that wants to study for a driver's permit. We have people that are interested in ASVAB or CNA or LPM entrance exams. I have somebody that I work with right now. She's going to Pitt, so I help her study for some of her classes.
So it's more than just getting a GED.
Oh, gee. Yeah, so much more, yeah. If an adult has an educational need and they come to us, we'll try.
Well, what's been the conversation behind the scenes? Are folks who took a gamble to get this program up and running, are they excited by the results and what's happening?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Absolutely, they're excited. And the thing with our program is you don't just... One of our mottos is it's not like school, it's like family. And it really is. It really does become that. So when someone comes to our program and we meet them, it takes a lot for an adult to come to our program. But once they do and we meet them and we start to work and they reach that goal, it's like we've made a friend for life. Some of the graduates that just graduated in June, I think that we'll always be in contact.
Some of the stories, I was there in June when the ceremony happened. We were covering that. And it was really very moving, almost heart-wrenching to hear some of the stories. that came from that. People who were so far out of the area. I think there was a couple from, was it Newcastle?
Newcastle, yeah. They drove like an hour and a half.
Each
three
way.
nights a week.
Yeah.
3 nights a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they both graduated. The man and the woman, they both graduated, and they're moving on with things.
Yeah.
But that started out with a kind of a what if situation, and it just kind of blossomed from there. And it just shows with some determination and encouragement. And I'm sure the encouragement is, probably, maybe one of the biggest motivators, that keep people coming to that. You have to, because I imagine, with anything you can get discouraged, and you need people to, keep you coming back.
There are a lot of barriers that get in the way. There are barriers of transportation or child care. I know some people that work 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs, and they still come. But there are all these barriers to overcome. And we do try to encourage. Part of our program is family literacy. I talked about child care, and that just reminded me. Part of it's family literacy. So if an adult does have a child that's 8 or under, they can come to our program and learn what they need to, and we'll provide child care while they're there. And the child care person will actually work with their children, learning skills to make them more school ready.
It's funny, and Mark was talking about this, because we've covered both graduations before. With the high school graduation, what you get is, the excitement. I don't know if there's that sense of accomplishment, but it's a sense of we're done.
Right.
And I don't mean it that way, but we're done, moving on. With the adult graduation, what you get with the tiers, because you get, I don't know if there's any tiers with the high school, maybe 1 or 2. With the adult, I think almost every person in that room is crying. But it's that sense of accomplishment and the blood, sweat, and tears poured into it. And as you say, these folks, they've got kids, they've got 1 or 2 jobs they're balancing. It's a tough commitment for them to say, I'm going to be at this, with you this much during the week, and I'm going to do this.
Absolutely. It takes a lot. People ask how much it costs to come to the program. Well, it doesn't cost anything monetarily, but it costs time, it costs commitment. I mean, you definitely have to want it to make it work, and these people have. Mark, you talked about encouragement, and it takes a lot of encouragement. It does. But it's funny, when we started the diploma class this fall, our new teacher couldn't be there the first night, so I taught class. I covered that night.
Fire, get rid of her.
Yeah, well, she's out. No. No, she told me that she had a prior commitment before we hired her, so it was all good. Anyway, I had everyone, we went around the room, and I said, tell us who you are and why you're here. And there were some familiar faces to me, but probably 3 of them, this probably won't sound good, but at least 3 of them said, well, I'm here because Kelli wouldn't let up on me, and, she hounded me so much, and finally I'm here. But, those 3 are still there, and I think they're going to do it this time.
Wow.
But things got in the way. But I'm known for calling and hounding people on Facebook, social media, so you just don't let go.
And that's part of, I think, those tears at graduation is from both sides. Because not only are they putting their heart and soul into it, but you guys are putting your heart and soul into it. And the people that you work with have the same compassion and commitment.
You have to, I don't think we're in it to be millionaires. We're in it because we like to help people. And I'm here to tell you, there's not much more that I can think of in life that is more gratifying and fulfilling than helping another adult reach a goal. I mean, it's amazing. I didn't go to school to work with adults. That's not why I went to college. I planned to work with children, actually. And I started out in education by subbing and couldn't get a regular job then and whatever. But there was an opening at a business school that was in town at the time. So I applied. I needed a job, and I got the job because I knew somebody, and I didn't want it. I thought, oh my gosh, I have to work with adults. I was just terrified. But the first time an adult came up to me and said, why didn't someone tell me that before? Why didn't they teach it to me that way before? She said, you made it so easy. And I can tell you, her name was Pam, and I remember her and the look on her face, and that's when I was hooked. I love working with adults. I wouldn't want to do anything else.
Well, you haven't been in a room long enough with us.
No, well, I meant people that act like adults. You know?
Thank you. 8:20 is our time. This is the Morning Drill on Stream Television and the Allegheny News Talk Sports Network.
Let me ask you a sort of a nuts and bolts kind of a housekeeping question. There's a difference between a GED and a high school diploma. Mm-hmm. Talk about that for a minute.
In our area, the GED will get you most jobs. I mean, that's all you need is a GED. And I don't mean to say that lightly, because it's tough to get a GED. You can go to most schools in the area with a GED, but there are certain things that a high school diploma will get you that a GED won't. One of them is to go in the military. From my understanding, you need a diploma now to go into the military. And for a lot of people, it's just the satisfaction of walking in a cap and gown ceremony. It's something their parents always wanted. The high school diploma takes a little more than getting the GED, because you have to do a diploma project, a graduation project. You have to attend class 90% of the time. But it's so worth it. 3.5 months. It's so worth it.
It sounds like it's a pretty intense time, though.
It is. It's fast moving. It's 3 nights a week or 3 days a week when we have a daytime program. 3.5 hours, so you're there a good amount of time, but it moves fast and you make friends.
You currently have a daytime program?
Not right at the moment. We had one over the summer. It was very small, and I co-taught it with Chelsea Lane, our family literacy coordinator, and I really need her to co-teach it because I don't have the time to do the whole thing myself. And neither does she, because she's busy with family literacy. But right now, she's slacking because she's on maternity leave with a brand new baby boy.
That's unacceptable.
I know, she's out too. You know? Totally worth it. He's a cutie.
So, Kelli, the success in less than 2 years has prompted, I think, some folks to call you guys up and say, hey, can you help us out? Can you expand your services? So talk a little bit more about that.
Well,
because you mentioned it's not just Titusville.
Right. It's not so much that they called us up. In the very beginning, the reason the Titusville Regional Literacy Council was formed was because of a need for services that had been closed in the Titusville area, family literacy specifically. So that's why it was formed in the first place. But it was formed by the Titusville Area School District, United Way of Titusville, and also 2 other school districts, Pencrest School District and Forest Area School District. So they were in it from the beginning. And the YMCA, YWCA, Benson Library. And other organizations have joined since then. But the 3 school districts were already involved. For that reason, our goal has always been to spread services to Forest Area and to the Pencrest areas. And that's what we're in the process of doing now. Now that we have our legs under us and we're so busy here, and the diploma program's going, and family literacy, and a special project through a Community Innovation Zone grant, which is amazing. We just have so much going on. But now that we have our legs under us here, my goal is to spread to the other parts, to Pencrest and Forest Area. I just started my first tutoring pair last week in Tinesta, which was just such a great feeling. And my goal is to restart the Pencrest GED diploma program because it was also closed several years back. And it's always been my goal to get that up and running, and my goal is to start it this fall.
Wow.
So if you know anybody in the Pencrest area, please have them give me a call. As soon as I have enough to start it, our teacher that is teaching in Titusville, the GED diploma class, is willing to go both ways. So we're going to alternate nights, and we're going to do Pencrest too.
Wow, that's incredible.
I'm so excited.
Look at that. That's the enthusiasm.
I know. It's
That's
true. I'm
great.
so excited. It gives me chills.
So what can the community do? What can folks do to help support this program?
Well, right now we're looking for volunteers. Of course, we'll take donations too, but we're looking for volunteers. We're so busy that we need tutors, volunteer tutors. And we're having a tutor training coming up on October 10th, which is a Monday, I hope that's the date. October 10th during the day from 9:30 to 3:30. Or if you can't do daytime, we're having an evening session that's broken into 2 parts. It'll be Monday and Thursday evening, the 10th and the 13th. Is that right? Okay. The 10th and the 13th from 5:30 to 8:30.
I'm checking.
Nope, I think it's 5 to 8. 5 to 8, I'm sorry. Monday and Thursday.
Monday's the 10th?
Yes.
Thursday's the 13th?
13th?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. It's
So-
Monday morning, and I can still count on my fingers. Good. We'll be good.
So that's a week from today.
It is a week from today. But we're looking for volunteers, so give us a call.
Okay. And how can folks find you? What's your phone number? And where are you located?
We are in the basement of the ECLC, which is the Early Childhood Learning Center. It's 330 East Spruce Street, and our phone number is 827-0543.
And what's the best thing to do? To call and set up a time to meet with you, whether it's for a donation or to volunteer? I'm sure you don't want people walking in, and I'm sure the school doesn't want people just showing up.
Well, first of all, the ECLC is like in lockdown for safety, security reasons, so you have to go in the front door. But yeah, it's always best to call. I just might not be available. I tutor people and have meetings and go
So to call
workshops.
and then you guys can
Just set
work
up an
on an appointment from there.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Where do you see this program in 5 years?
Huge.
Are you surprised you're where you're at now? Did you think it would take you longer to get to where you were or where you are, or are you right on track?
I don't know if I had a track.
Okay.
I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, I was hopeful, of course. In 5 years, I want to be just as busier here in the Titusville area, and I want to have an active program in the Pencrest area and in Forest area as well. It's quite a challenge, but I'll tell you, as much as we've grown in the last year and a half, it's been quite a ride.
So
And I just want to keep going.
This could be something that happens well before 5 years.
Could. Fingers crossed. I hope so. It's hard getting the word out, especially in remote areas of Forest County. I've been hitting all the festivals that I can. I just did the Oktoberfest in Marionville.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to a friend that went with me to be at the table, I said, I don't expect it to be much. I mean, this is Marionville, so it's going to be, slow. I couldn't believe the people that were there.
Yeah.
If you've never been to Oktoberfest in Marionville, you should go. It's amazing.
Well, Mark covers some things in Tinesta and Titty Ute area, and and through Cook's Forks, and it's amazing how many people come out to these events. It's great. So
They do.
Well, how important is it? And obviously you work closely with the school district.
Oh yeah.
The ideal situation is to get the diploma, graduate through high school.
Sure.
Not always the case, but what do you do to help those kids who might be, borderline on graduating or dropping out?
In high school? First of all, I'll bring them in and talk to them if they're really wanting to drop out. And I try to explain to them the GED it's not an easy alternative. Some people just think, I'll just quit school and take the GED. It's not an easy test. It really is not. To qualify for diploma class, somebody has to have at least a 9th grade reading level. So I will do an assessment with the person just to see even if they're at the level, because some people, if they're in 10th or 11th grade, they think, well, I'm in 11th grade, so I have a 9th grade reading level, but that's not always true. So I'll give them an assessment and see. I also steer them towards the GED.com website, because you can take practice tests there and they get a taste of what the GED is really like. But I always encourage people to stay in school.
All righty, Kelli Davis joining us this morning. It's great to see you.
You too.
Would love to have you back.
Yeah, when? Like months down the road, next year.
When would you like to come
sometime.
back?
I don't know.
We'll put the ball in your court. You tell us. When would you like to come back, Kelli?
In 2 weeks.
No, and we usually talk to you as the school year's wrapping up, but
Sure.
obviously we probably want to touch base with you a lot sooner than that. Well, maybe before the end of the year we'll have you back on, kind of recap this year and tell us what's happening in the new year.
That
And
would be
remember,
great.
she needs tutors,
I do need tutors.
Tutors. Oh, yeah.
827-0543.
not 4 doors, tutors.
0543?
Yes.
0543. If you,
And Facebook. We're on Facebook. Trying to get my website up and going. That should be soon. But Facebook for sure.
all right. Kelly, good to see you.
You too. Thanks.
Final look at news coming up next.
If I could fly like birds on high, then straight to her arms I'd go sailing.